Say and spell your name for my purposes.
Melissa, Melissa.
And let me have your last name too.
Underwood.
Okay, perfect. I think we're set. Occasionally, if we hear a helicopter or some
Denise told me about that too.
a fire truck, we may have to pause, but overall,
No
I think
problem.
we'll do fine here.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay, Melissa, can you just share who you are in terms of your roles?
I am a preschool teacher, and I am also a parent, and I've been teaching. Sorry.
Just
Do you?
one moment.
Some of the other things I know you're going to ask me. Do you want me to wait, like how long you've been working here, or if it naturally comes
yeah,
in?
If it naturally comes, it's
I just
better.
thought about that. I'm like, wait, I'm jumping ahead of maybe where you're
No,
going.
because we're going to jump. It's actually better
Okay.
if it comes out more naturally.
Okay.
Then I just skip the question.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Sorry. Okay.
We're
Do you
good?
want to start again?
Yeah.
You want to start again?
Sure.
Okay.
And then when you say parent, can you say, then I became a parent of a child in the program? Because,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Can I just start?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Melissa, and I've been teaching here for 7 years. And my 4th year teaching in the preschool, I became pregnant, and it was really an amazing journey because the children got to share that experience with me. I can remember laying with the kids at resting time, and they would rub my belly and feel the baby move, and so that was really exciting. And now, that was 4 years ago, now my daughter is in our preschool program here, which has been really a blessing for me.
So if you had to describe your daughter to us in a sentence or two, what would you say? Just think about her strengths and her personality.
My daughter's very sweet and loving, and she's very energetic and talkative, as most girls are. And she's very sensitive, which can be a strength and a weakness. I think that's what definitely stands out about my daughter. She's very intuitive to the people around her, the kids, the adults, how they're feeling, but she also sometimes can be a little emotional with that sensitivity. So I think that's kind of captures her strengths and her weaknesses.
Is it difficult to be a parent, but you also have this role of teacher, but your child, it's comforting, I'm sure, to have your child nearby,
Yeah.
but there are always issues that arise.
Definitely.
Can you share some of the issues that
Yeah,
have arisen?
definitely. Fortunately, she's not in my class. She's in the other preschool class.
So start with.
Oh,
some of
yeah,
the-
sorry.
some of
You're
the-
not being recorded.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry. So some of the challenges with having my daughter at school with me is, fortunately, she's in the other classroom, so that helps. But some of the challenges is when you're only 3 and you want your mommy, and you could see your mommy, but you can't always have your mommy in that role. I think that's challenging for her. But as soon as I came back to work after maternity leave, we set good boundaries. Her teachers were fantastic with kind of being very flexible and understanding that she was maybe going to have a little difficulty saying goodbye to me on the playground or before resting time, but we kind of just established a routine and we stuck it out, even though it was a little tough for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then it's been great ever since. She knows what to expect.
Did you have any experiences teaching at other programs before you came to this one?
I definitely had experience teaching at other programs before I came to the children's school.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry, don't say. Okay, sorry.
Can you say it again? But just
yes,
just
this school. I definitely had experiences as a preschool teacher before I came to this school. I only had experience at one other school that also followed a Reggio Emilia inspired approach. And one of the great things that I loved about our school that actually drew me to this school is it's part of an elementary school and now the middle years program. So it's on a school calendar, it's valued by the parents. They put a lot of thought into choosing this school, whereas before I worked at a daycare center where, of course, as a parent, you're always putting thought into where your child is going. But I think that early childhood is very valued at our school, and that is what initially drew me to this program.
Do you feel that early childhood is valued in general?
I think it's valued by a lot of people. I think early childhood is valued by a lot of people, but unfortunately, there is a great majority of people who undervalue it as well. And I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'm like, I don't know how far to keep going. I'm just rambling. I feel like I'm
I'll go
rambling.
like this.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to be nervous. Oh, yeah. Okay. So let me start again. Sorry. You asked me about if early childhood is valued.
Yes.
Right? I feel that early childhood, unfortunately, isn't valued enough. There's kind of a general you know, we hear it sometimes that, oh, you only teach preschool and they just play. And there's a lot of people, I think, who don't understand what the umbrella that early childhood falls under and all of the things and the whole child that's being nurtured and developed. And so I think that there's a lot of people who, unfortunately, are kind of ignorant as to what early childhood is. And when we have our families who come to our school and understand more of what we do, and definitely you can see that they value what we do.
So do you view yourself as a professional?
I definitely view myself as a professional. And I think part of that has to do with how much of yourself you invest into your profession. And I value my role, and I take it very seriously, and I, you know, give 110% of myself every day that I'm here with the children. And so I definitely think that, you know, there's a level of professionalism that's expected by our families, and I think that the children and the families deserve that.
Going back to your role as parent, have you ever had an experience here where you really had an issue as a parent, and you had this, you know, you have this conflict? Do the teachers communicate and relate to you in a different way than they would any other parent because of this blended experience you have?
Right. I've been fortunate that my daughter's teachers treat me as a parent first. They know, you know, we've worked together for a long time, but when it comes to my daughter and dealing with her, they treat me as a parent first. So we don't have the blurring of lines between parent and teacher very often. I think it's just trickier for my daughter sometimes to deal with those blurred lines.
Can you share a story about your child at preschool that was really what you felt was a positive experience?
My daughter's definitely had a lot of positive experiences at preschool, and the entire experience has been positive. However, one thing that stands out to me is I was walking across campus and I ran into a parent, and she stopped me, and I had her son in my class 3 years ago. So when my daughter was just an infant, and she said, "Oh, Melissa, I have to tell you, my daughter came for an assessment into your daughter's classroom." And so this little girl was coming for an assessment to our school, and it was in my daughter's room. And she said, and at the end of the assessment, when I came to pick her up, your daughter ran over and said, "Wait, you need a hug before you go." And I just was so touched because here, I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. Sorry. But I was just so touched because here I had a family that, you know, I had had their son, and then it was so meaningful to her that she stopped me and had to tell me how it had gone full circle. I'm sorry.
Okay, take a minute. No, that's great. Isn't that great video?
Very good.
Oh my Lord.
And it's real because you know, you feel that as a parent, you know.
It is. It's overwhelming
Yeah,
sometimes
it is
because
overwhelming.
yeah. Now you know where Julia gets her sensitivity. It's definitely for me. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna ask
I didn't expect that. I knew that was the story I was going to tell, but then when I told you, I was like, oh my God, it's so touching.
if I could ask you to pull your hair away. I'm now hearing it on the microphone, so go ahead and just let it lay back. That's good.
Should we maybe switch it over?
I'm
like
sorry
this?
about that.
Oh no, actually, it's a great video. Is that better like this?
I think so. I think it's
Okay.
going to work. Thank you. I was just hearing
The rustling of my hair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And let me know if I've got like black streaks down my face.
No,
Okay.
you don't. It's beautiful.
Okay, sorry, that surprised me.
We'll let this helicopter go by real quick and then